I got into education actually because my brother has special needs. I thought it was really important that the work that was done for him, I wanted to be a part of that, and I really wanted to change lives. When I came to Phoenix, all of a sudden I wasn't in a suburbia place in California. I was in an inner city urban environment, which I learned quickly about generational poverty. And you do the studies and you do the research and you find out that like generational poverty is rampant. And one of the best ways to make it go away is to have a high quality education.
I think the one thing that tends to break my heart is when students aren't given a fair shake, when they're looked at as far as their circumstances, or they're looked at from their neighborhoods or their communities, and they're not looked at for who they are.
When I grew up in high school, I had athletics in my background, and my counselor told my mother that it's a good thing that he's an athlete because I don't think he can make it anywhere else. When someone says that to your mother and you see the look on her face, it makes you determine I am going to be more than what you see in me today. And that's what I see in the kids with Elevate.
I got involved really with Elevate Phoenix because I was so moved by the kids. I've got two kids of my own and a grandchild, and there's a lot of things that we take for granted as we raise our kids. Very simply, when you think about this demographic of kids dropping out of school on average at a 50% rate year after year after year, those kids just are off the grid. They're never going to be successful.
These kids, where they're at, they don't have a lot of hope for the future. And what Elevate does, it gives them opportunity and it gives them hope. And that's, it's an amazing gift to give to these kids.
Mentorship and leadership are very important to these students because of the times in which we live right now. There's a lot of pain, and so the mentorship provides the opportunity to remind them this is just a point in time in history. There's always going to be a better day, but what you do right now is going to define a lot of your future. And when you have a mentor that can remind you, don't focus on the front, focus on the future, they get a comfort level.
This is everything that I want to do. I can affect a kid academically, I can affect a kid socially, emotionally, I can cater to the whole kid. And I feel like it's not just a job for me, it's really a calling.
So our students go in there and they build just these amazing dynamic relationships with the teachers, the mentors from the Elevate Phoenix staff.
Well, these kids, because of that relationship with the mentor teachers and this program and the accountability that comes with it, it's incredibly moving, and that's the reason why I got involved.
We see that kids are not going to prison. We see kids are now no longer following in the footsteps of having to need government assistance. We see kids pouring back in to Elevate Phoenix because of what we did for their lives. They want to go back and make a difference in the kids that were in their own seats.
Well, you can really see some of the results towards the end of the year, or where you see students really start to blossom and they come out of their shell and they don't beat up on themselves so much. I think a lot of our students are dealing with hurt and they blame themselves for a lot of that.
So many people have believed in what's happening with Elevate Phoenix that we've been asked to expand via the school districts, the Phoenix Regional School District, to be in every high school in the district. That's going to cost money, of course, but it's also going to secure a future. And Elevate Phoenix cannot do it alone.
There's over 5,000 kids right now that count on us. Over 5,000 kids. We're in the midst of a global pandemic. Nobody saw that coming. So what happens? All of a sudden, schools shut down. How are they going to graduate? How are they going to continue to develop? That's really the urgency.
Because when you see who they are, man, you see their potential, you see that they have so much to give. They just need the right doors unlocked to be able to show what their full potential is.
And I'd encourage anybody who's thinking about the future to take a look at Elevate and what they do, because they impact kids' lives. They change them. They change kids' lives.
It is so important to have a community. There's an old saying, no one gets there alone. And that's completely true, living in our society. Because if we're separatists in regards to what we feel, believe, or will not want to interact with each other, how can we learn to grow with each other? But it takes everybody to be involved to make it happen.
I would love for people to continue to give to Elevate Phoenix because we save lives. We save lives, period. There are students that if they didn't have another person alongside, they wouldn't graduate high school. So we're doing everything we can to remove every barrier that is put in front of them so that they can be successful.
I'm motivated by seeing the kids have hope and believe in themselves. Again, anybody that has kids, that's all you want for your kids. You want them to believe in themselves.
I am extremely thankful for all the donors that we have, the educators that come alongside us, the foundations that help support us, because without them, we wouldn't be able to do what we do.
It's a timeless adage saying that it takes a village in order to raise a child. And nothing could be more true than that statement on an urban campus. It takes all entities. It takes family. It takes a quality campus, but it really takes partnership and energy and commitment from those who contribute to these partnerships and give life to ideas about supporting our kids.